I played my first round of Call of Duty Warzone 2 weeks ago, and I almost won my first solo game. I played some rounds with a few friends first when I was just getting started to get a feel for the game and to know at least a little bit of what I needed to do. After that, I decided that I was just gonna try a solo round, but I didn't think anything was gonna come of it because I was just starting the game and I thought I was gonna lose in like 10 minutes. I landed Promenade, which it really isn't a good spawn. It's out in the open, there's tons of places to get sniped, there's not a lot of loot, there's tons of staircases up and down with nothing there, so it's really not a great spot. But I looted up anyway, I got a bunch of stuff, and then I hid out in a house nearby, just a little shack, and there were people nearby, and I was just letting them do their things, and I was just playing it safe. Circle was coming in, so I moved up to a building right near the edge of the circle. In that building, I snuck into a little room that had the door open, and I think it had already been looted. And at one point, this one guy comes in the building, and I was ready to shoot him. I was crouched there, I had my gun at the door, and he ran right by me. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a guy right there. He didn't see me. How'd he not see me? Then after that, I went over to train station because that's where the circle was headed. Train station, once again, another horrible spot. No loot, and it's out in the open. So I snuck into a little train car, and in that train car, I did see one head just go right on by. So once again, someone just snuck right on by, and they didn't see me, luckily. At this point, I had some decent guns on me, stocked up, and I was just playing it safe and just sneaking around trying not to be seen by anyone. Circles started coming in again, and I needed to move, so I started running away from train station, and there were a couple people nearby, and there was a nearby truck. So I got in the truck, and I just went for Circle, because Circle was so far away, and there was a bunch of people, and there's giant fields, and when I was in that truck, there were people sniping at the truck, so holy cow, I just kept going, just kept driving, and I made it into Circle, and I jumped out, and someone actually stole the truck like 30 seconds after I jumped out of the truck, and I hid it in a building. I had to move to a nearby building because Circle was coming in once again, and this is where I started recording because I was like, oh my gosh, I am in top 10, my first round of solos. This could actually turn into something. So I started recording in this building, and I'm gonna watch it with you guys right now. I have a FAMAS and an Odin. This entire round, I was just listening for footsteps. It was nonstop, just silence and listening for people. And so I'm in this building here, I'm watching this door to see if anyone comes in, and I'm watching the window because that's the other place that people can come in. Now it's top 4, and I heard someone open that door, and I was like, they are so dead if they come around that corner. There's Circle, so I knew they didn't come around the corner. I knew they went back out the building, because if they were still in the building, I would have seen them. And then I saw the gunshots. So there's a guy right behind me, and a guy right there in the car. And I was like, okay, I gotta third party these guys. The guy on the right is still shooting at the guy behind the car. Oh yeah, I also bought a self-revive, so I was good if I got hit, and the circle was right there, so it forced me out of the building. And so there's a guy behind the car that I had to take down, and then there was that guy, so I hid behind the concrete barrier, popped the self-revive, and he's not looking at me. He wasn't going for me, and I snuck that kill. And so there's one guy left. One guy left. I see the guy. I'm popping plates because if there's any chance of me doing it, and I knew he was right there. And if I didn't pop that third plate, I would have been able to shoot at him and get first place. It's like, oh gosh dang it. If I didn't pop that third plate, I could have just snuck that headshot. I had the right idea to pop plates, but I shouldn't have gone for all three because I could have just gone straight for the headshot and gotten first place my first solo round. It's like, oh, it was such a close round. It's so crazy that it's like Fortnite, I can't get wins at all. And then Call of Duty, I almost won my first solo battle. If you want to stay tuned for more Call of Duty Warzone episodes and any other games that I play, hit subscribe. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.